Saturday, May 30th, 6:35 in the evening. This is Razor Wire. We're your hosts, McShane and Fitz. Fitz, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How's your week?
Better.
Good.
Much better week than I've been having the last 6-7 months. So yeah, good. It was a good week.
Not
How about
too
yours?
shabby. I'm feeling better. Last week I was the wheels were coming off the cart. The week before wasn't that great because I just wasn't feeling good, and then this week happened, and I'm good. I'm ready to get after it.
This week did happen. You're right.
Yeah, right. It just kind of laid on your face, kind of teabag. Yeah, I think it just kind of teabagged us, like just a little. Hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
Here's my
tickling
balls.
you with the furs. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not like smothering though. It wasn't that bad.
No, I could still breathe.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know who can't breathe? George Floyd.
Wow. Okay. All right. It's gonna be that kind of show. Buckle up. Let's do it.
Well, it was the 6th anniversary of his passing. And I thought that was a big deal this week because, honestly, what sets this week apart from others is that we have so many BLM types starting off. We've got detention centers that are being called concentration camps. This New Jersey, the Daily, I forget what it's called, Daily Delaney, I think it's Delaney Detention Center maybe, where ICE is. They've had, let's just call it riots. Every night this week there's been riots, and Hasan Piker's there now. It's very exciting. It's very, very exciting, and the Summer of Love is kicking off.
To the point they're having to set up concrete barricades around it. And that's, I mean, we're not even mentioning Paris. Paris is on fire right now, which we don't hear much about here, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. That seems like it would be newsworthy.
Well, the Paris thing is strange. The Paris thing is strange because this is all due to a soccer championship that took place.
Yep.
So I guess that's time to burn everything down. That's just kind of how it works. Like when the Lakers win, or
I mean, I guess we do that here too. Yeah, that's true.
But this is a little different.
Yeah, this one seems to be divided down some very clear lines. On the one side, you have, we'll just call them an immigrant population. And on the other side, you have French people that are watching their city burn. There's a little delineation there.
And they seem to be okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, or they're powerless to do anything against it.
I did some digging this week, and almost $2 billion worth of damage took place during BLM. And I think that was really the start of the color revolution that the socialists have been trying to kick off here. And it's been what, 6 years now?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, there was people have been bringing up this young man. I probably should have done my homework a bit more on it. I guess he, shit. Never mind. I'm gonna find. Am I? Is it the white guy that was basically beaten to shit?
Well, the one in Britain, he was knifed by an illegal, and when the cops got there, he was bleeding out. And instead of doing something about the bleeding, the 3 officers that came just let him bleed out. They handcuffed him and said, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Yeah, because he was claiming racism.
Right.
He claimed it was a racist attack, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Somehow seems worse than George Floyd. But who am I? I'm no judge or jury here. But come on. What are we doing? And I also know that that's across the pond.
Yep.
But the double standards that are present right now, it's crazy.
You can't. Out of all the things that come from overseas that do make it into our news, you would think something like that would be there, but it's
Yep.
not because it doesn't fit the narrative. It's a Caucasian, it's a white male.
Yep.
Everybody hates white males now. That's how things work, and that's why nobody wants to talk about it. And it's scary times. Scary times.
Indeed.
Well, let's go ahead and get after it. We have a full house tonight in chat, and I don't know outside. So we've got Duchess from Boomer Bunker, L, Susan, and I don't know anybody else. I'm guess maybe Harambe Rubio is. Which shout out to Hammurabi. 10 years.
Yeah,
Harambe gone this week.
Yep.
Harambe.
Yep.
10 years gone too soon. I don't know who Area 51 is. It's fantastic.
Amazing.
It's my settlement now. Perfect. And then we've got Harambe Rubio, which I think that might be Lisa, but we'll see. We'll have to see how the comments go and see how things turn out. But we do have a full boat here, so thanks for coming in and joining us tonight. And let's get after beers. We got a lot to get to.
Yeah, we do. Well, mine's going to be real quick here. It's a mystery beer, of course. It's by Ruse Brewing. So I'm going to McShane, I'm going to let you guess what kind of beer this is, okay?
Ooh.
Just by what I'm describing. Okay.
Ruse Brewing?
Ruse Brewing, RUSE. They are out of, and as soon as you look at their website, you'll know exactly what I'm drinking. Maybe not the exact beer, but you'll know what I'm drinking.
Okay.
They're out of Portland.
So it's an IPA.
You got it. I know it's an IPA already. I haven't even haven't smelled it. All I've done is opened it and poured it. Now I will say it looks like a hazy, which are we've mentioned it ad nauseum here, but that's my favorite IPA. Yours too. So if you're gonna drink an IPA, let it be hazy. Like my IPAs, like I like my women. Little.
Okay.
You don't want to be able to see through them. You know what I mean? Anyway,
not typically, unless it's like at least you're seeing through their clothing, and that's kind of cool. I'm down with that.
All right, don't get me excited over here. Oh,
okay.
Not a bad hazy.
Is it Ghost Pig?
Well, I don't know. Let me do the unveiling here as I'm kind of describing. Nice fruity finish. A little hoppy on the front side, but then it finishes with that fruit, that kind of tropical hazy. So this one is called Harmonic Conversation. It is indeed a hazy IPA. 7.1 ABV, so not too shabby. Citrus, stone fruit, and dank. So that when they say dank, that kind of gets you into the marijuana smelling beer. And they get that from the specific kind of hops they use. Not a bad beer though. I would have a 4-pack of this around. The thing about hazies, they're always refreshing. And this one's no exception to that. It's very, very good. Very good beer. What are you drinking over there?
Well, I gotta apologize for stepping on your description there. I got excited when I saw Ghost Pig because that's a great beer name. I was really hoping
that's a great. It is a great name. No, this one's it's cool. It's called Harmonic Conversation. The artwork on this is really kind of cool. And if I asked my wife why she picked this one, I think she thinks that we're having a harmonic conversation here on the podcast tonight. So I think that's probably why she picked this one. Great artwork on the can. Very cool.
I like the call.
Yeah.
I too am having a IPA, but this is get ready for this. And I don't know if I've never heard of this before, but this is
sitting down, sir.
It is a modern IPA.
Oh, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know. It says modern IPA. It's called Art History by Blackstack Brewing. It's 7.2. It does look like a bit of a hazy. I'll read what's on the back of the can here. Stop and smell the roses. Read every placard. Take it all in. It's a big, beautiful world out there. And this beautifully vibrant combo of crush, mosaic, Superdelic and Strata is a it is a tribute to trying it all. Welcome to the world. Just do whatever makes you happy. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to get out of that. But there you go.
Well, I think it
means
you can do whatever you want to make you happy.
I think this beer now identifies as whatever I want it to identify as, right?
Oh yeah,
is that how this
beer,
works?
For sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet. All right. Smells hazy, but it's definitely a West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Just very, that kind of checks out. I mean, this is from St. Paul, Minnesota, so I'm sure it's built on fraud and love. That's what it's built on.
And Somalis. Don't forget about the Somalis representing.
Yeah, I don't want to taste Somali beer. I'm not knocking it. Maybe it's great, but it just doesn't sound very inviting. Just saying. Very drinkable, nearly a hazy, not super bitter. You definitely get all of the hops countering each other, which is interesting. Mouth-watering, which is good. Good mouthfeel. Not bad. A little bit of sweetness at the very end of it. Not a dippa, even though the ABV is pretty high.
Yeah, what is the ABV on that one?
7.2.
Okay, well you're a 0.1 higher than me. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm rolling. I'm gonna roll really heavy on the next one, by the way, just so you're aware.
Oh, me too. Just so you're aware.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Let's not talk about here.
Yeah. We won't stand on ceremony. We'll just go ahead and burn everything down in the second half of the show. So I'm actually really excited for that beer. But this one's starting off okay. I'm digging this. This is good. So hats off to Black Stack for a Minnesota jokes aside. That's a solid beer, and they've done some other good stuff too. And they've actually got a very, very large repertoire. Minnesota does do some good beers. I think Surly's out of there.
Yes, they are. Which is exactly the beer I'm having in the second half of the show. So nice little teaser there, sir. Nice little teaser.
Ooh. So Surly, I think I've told the story on the show, but Surly's, fantastic brewery. If you're in Minnesota, go there, check them out. Check out Black Stack too. All humor aside from the way I was bagging on Minnesota, starting off bagging on Minnesota, but the beer is good. The beer is good. Fitz, this week we got a lot of news to get to. So last week we had the Ebola and narrative went off pretty big, and we got through it. We talked about it. Okay, yep, great. Sweep it under the rug. It's over and done with. This week it's all communism attacking the U.S. That's all we've heard.
Yeah, and I, one thing that we all have to love about, modern times, speaking of your modern IPA, is, you're not going to be able to hide behind shell companies or, banking, shell games where this bank funds that bank, but really eventually someone out there is going to have too much time, a very good internet connection, and they're going to find out where money is coming from and where it's going to, directly or indirectly. And I feel like a lot of that was starting to come out this week. People are, if there's any sort of narrative that's coming out, I think the gig is up. I think everyone's going, you're pushing that a little too hard. Let's go to the board and see where you're actually being funded. So we have a few of those stories today too. One about an individual who tends to be a good friend of Hasan Piker's, and then one about China. Surprisingly, China's fucking around in our country again, fueling some protest on data centers. So we'll get to all that, but I do feel like there's just nowhere to hide anymore. You can hide for a while, but I feel like eventually the truth's going to come out. And I might be talking out my ass here. I'm sure there's probably still people and institutions that can hide well enough that we can't find them yet. But it's coming out, and I do like that.
It's interesting that you say that. It almost feels like, because this is stuff that we should have been talking about since we started the show. We were talking about Chinese police stations being embedded throughout the country.
Yeah,
that's one of the very first stories we ever talked about. And it was there. It hit the Post, hit the Times a little bit. Nobody really got into it. Then then we got a Chinese weather balloon that's blowing across the country. And then we've got a lot of Chinese buying up real estate around military bases. That kind of became a big deal, but nobody really wants to talk about it. And now we're full on. We've got actual communist tendencies leaking out all over the place. A few weeks back, we talked about the Code Pink flotilla that went down to Cuba, and how Hasan Piker and all of his buddies decided to go and stay in a 5-star resort. And the rest of Cuba is they're all dark, but this
it's blackout
part of town, they still have power. So that was cool. Typical communist shit. We're going to go ahead and make the poors stay in the poors and stay out of power and have nothing, but we're going to make sure that you guys have absolutely a perfect place to stay, right? Make the elite stay elite. So he was totally making out on that. Well, this week it looks like the foreign agent narrative is starting to come out. This is Hasan Piker freaking out a little bit.
I think that ultimately the target is probably Singham and his operation, from PSL to Answer Coalition to Code Pink, like anything that he has ever financed. And it's not new. It's been around for a while, but it's obviously it's held through regardless, because like it's ridiculous, right? It's like totally fucking ridiculous to try and stop like the political advocacy of an American citizen, right? Roy Singham is a American citizen. He lives in China now, and he's a centimillionaire. I think he like has almost $1 billion. Not sure how much money he has now, but like he's been a funding vehicle for a lot of like political movements in the country, like a lot of activism.
So he's going on about Singham, and he starts talking about how it's all about, he's trying to kind of distance himself, but he's implicating himself completely and throughout all of this. And by the way, he's a shitty podcaster. He can't fucking control his own setup at all. And if you saw the wire setup behind what he's got going on, it's shocking how bad it is.
It's a clusterfuck. I don't even know much about the technical side of podcasting, and whatever the hell he's got going on there, even I can tell that's a clusterfuck. And you're right. I found that clip fascinating just because, he just mentions offhand, just, I don't know how much money he has now, but he's living in China. Yeah, that's the point, man. He's loyal to the communist, to the CCP. He's 100% loyal to the Chinese. That's where he's choosing to live. And look, we have said on the show many times, if you don't like it here and you have the ability, get the fuck out. Go live somewhere else. If you think grass is greener on the other side of the fence, jump the fucking fence. We don't want you here. The fact that Piker is just casually, offhandedly drops that was pretty telling. And again, like you said, he's trying to distance himself, but really what he's doing is basically saying, I know everything about this guy because, he's a buddy of mine, and we're thick as thieves. It's wow. The idiocy, the absolute idiocy is still shocking to me.
So there's a good summary up from Azra Namani, if you guys want to go ahead and take a look at it. But this is the admission that Piker had. So first of all, he's a Turkish American Muslim Marxist. I love how those just kind of go together. And we've seen this repeatedly.
Yeah, that poetry.
There is a clip of AOC out, my body, my choice, but she's wearing a hijab today. Yep. Very, very perfect. Like it sums up the Democratic Party completely. But this joker, all he does is he spends time on Twitch 6 hours a day. And he's totally one of these bot-driven podcasters. The guy has very, very small numbers of people who actually pay attention to him. And if it wasn't for all the bots that he has that are following him that boost all of his numbers, he wouldn't be anybody at all. He really wouldn't. He's a talking head. He gets his money from Code Pink and from Singham. And now he's been implicated, and he's actually under investigation for being a foreign agent, and he absolutely needs to be.
Brass tacks, right? Let's just cut through the crap. Let's disengage the fog of war for a second. We are under no illusion that we are not doing the same shit over in China. Of course we are.
We absolutely are.
We are in an arms race with China, both literally and figuratively. Where industrial sabotage happens. We know that they've stolen tons of our intellectual property and made it their own, made cheaper versions of it.
Yep.
Okay. We know this. I don't understand why any United States citizen, but especially the left, would go ahead and give this a pass because it's a better way of life when we know for a fact it isn't. And I guess it just kind of shows really how little they know about world history, about the history of the human civilization, and that communism is just this is Fitz's words here. This isn't, but communism is it's a modern interpretation of slavery, really is what it is, and it always ends up that way, and so But again, they've drawn their line in the sand, and they're just going to double down until something terrible happens. I guess I don't know. Okay, I'll stop there.
Let me go ahead and play another one, another clip from this jackass. This is pretty good too.
None of this is illegal. Okay, as an American citizen, you can literally be in correspondence with individuals in another country. The American restrictions on this stuff are fucking idiotic. I have a journalism visa. What the fuck are you talking about? And what's really funny about it is that every single media outlet that goes to Cuba does this as well. CNN, Al Jazeera, ABC, fucking Fox News, every goddamn American news outlet that has been to Cuba has done this.
They're not taking money from the Communist Party.
Exactly. That we know of.
Yeah. Well, since USAID was shut down.
Yeah.
Here's an older clip of him praising, I think this was him praising Singham.
I want to go to Cuba. Would you be down?
I fucking love Cuba.
This is the I fucking love Cuba clip. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to go to Cuba. Would you be down?
I fucking love Cuba.
Oh yeah, you'd be down?
Yeah, I filmed a documentary there once.
The Cuban government actually hit my contact from the embassy and told him that if the only thing stopping us from coming to Cuba was the consistent internet access, we can make it happen.
Yeah, Cuba is sick.
Wait,
the government reached out to you?
So yeah, of course. It's not reached out to me. There's there's a middleman there. Because I had a doctor from Cuba. Cuba does this thing called medical missions, and they've been doing it since I believe like the 70s, and it's incredibly.
He doesn't even know his history. He's just a fucking retard. He's got this middleman. Hey, you got like a lot of listeners. You got a lot of viewers. Hey, we just want to bring you to Cuba.
Successful. They have a massive, very robust like medical program because kind of they have to. because they're under an incredible sanctions regime by the United States of America that the rest of the world thinks is abhorrent, except for America and Israel that keep consistently vetoing it over and over again. But this is
there's the Israel narrative. Yes, to throw in there too. That's nice. This guy has no fucking idea what's going on.
I think. Well, no, clearly he doesn't. First of all, the fucking idiot's drinking a I don't know, some kind of some sort of slushy drink with a straw on a podcast.
Caramel latte iced.
That's like, that's like rule number one. Nobody wants to hear you drinking out of a straw, you fucking sludge. Second of all, think it's very intriguing to me that his justification for Cuba having such a great medical profession there is because his quote, they have to, because the United States and Israel keep sanctioning them. Look, if you were a successful nation, it wouldn't matter.
No.
China can put whatever sanctions on the United States they want. United States, we're going to be just fine. We might have higher prices. We'll figure it out. We'll find a way. We always have. We always will. Come on. But the fact is, Cuba and most other communist regimes, they are failed states because it's a failed ideology. The only one that's even slightly successful right now is China, and that's because they won't close their doors to us. They need our money to keep their ship afloat. I mean, that's why when Trump came in and said, hey, we're going to do these tariffs, they've been taken from us for a long time, and China threatened X, Y, and Z. But where are we at now? All kinds of fucking deals got made because of that. China came to the table. They kissed the ring. They got down on their knees. They gave a BJ to Trumpster, and everything's just fine in our relationship. But that is the only reason that they're still afloat. So when you say, well, it's because the U.S. and Israel won't give us money, that's why it's a failed state. Okay, you need to zoom out to 10,000 feet and tell me exactly how that makes sense to you. I don't blame the neighbors down the street because I lost my job. That's fucking ridiculous. My house is not in disorder because of my neighbors or someone that lives 15 miles away from me. My house is out of order because I'm not keeping my house in order. That argument just astounds me, and they keep making it. That's a repeated. You hear that a lot, and it's absurd.
Before we go to Jefe, who has just jumped online, it's my settlement now in chat says they just haven't tried real communism yet. And when communism fails, it's because capitalism is being unfair. You're absolutely right. Absolutely on point. Jefe, how's your night going?
Hi.
Hey,
there he
buddy.
is.
How's it going?
It's going. Gretchen fucked up the lineup, so I'm here at 7 instead of 7:20.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
We like having you sooner. We like having you as often as we can get you.
Well, I like coming sooner. So speaking of, I have a new favorite thing about favorite thing about roulette.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going a different direction there. And coming sooner. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just left that alone.
All right.
You know how I don't really love roulette.
Correct.
Except tonight. Well, I'm just gonna say it. There's a wedding here tonight.
Ooh.
And this woman is dressed for the wedding, and she has ample
She's well
bosom.
endowed.
Yes,
she's well endowed.
And the way they have to bend over to put the chips on is
yes. I knew that's where you were going with this. Yes,
yeah.
Please keep talking. May go mute here for a minute, but just keep talking.
That's good. That's good. If we hear something on Zip, we'll know what's going on.
No, I'm muting. That's why I'm muting, McShane.
All right,
Jesus.
my bad. Sorry. I apologize.
It was just her and me for 20 minutes.
Really? Okay.
It was fantastic. I made $3 and I've never been happier.
Best $3 I ever spent.
Well, $3 is $3.
Was this the I just so I can picture it correctly in my head? I need a clear picture. Was this the bride or just an attendee?
Just an attendee. She had a cute white,
yes,
like a mini dress kind of a thing on.
Yes,
and she was, I mean, double D's easily, and she was probably 45, brunette.
Oh, it's totally your wheelhouse.
Middle of the back, length hair, brown eyes.
So did you get her number?
No, her husband was on the roulette machine that you and I were playing on.
Jesus Christ! Why you gotta ruin the whole scene?
Well, you asked.
You didn't mention that.
Oh, what are we supposed to do now?
That's where I first noticed her there on the roulette machine, and then she came over to me, and then he kept looking over like he was scared, someone's going to move in on his territory. So,
right. So, did you make her a winner?
Yeah, she won a little bit. I mean, she was playing a method that it's a slow crawl. She was playing a lot of corners, so she's spending exactly $10 per spin. Sometimes she'd win 8, sometimes she'd win 16, sometimes she'd win 0. So she was kind of treading water.
Well, with those flotation devices, I think it'd be very easy to tread water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It
Yes,
does make it
sir.
easier, from what I understand.
Yep. So.
Well, that was a roller coaster. That was very exciting until we got to the bottom. And then there's a husband involved.
It happens. I mean, at least we didn't get stuck at the top like those poor people. You see that shit?
Yes, I did.
My goodness, I would probably die of a heart attack. I'm not one for heights.
I actually didn't. I don't think I saw that. I try to stay away from that. I've got a great respect for heights. I don't want to see that.
They were stuck at the top, and were they hanging almost upside down?
I mean, it was certainly
like
straight vertical. It was straight vertical at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to get the fire department out there with the ladder to go up, and I mean, they're cutting them out of the fucking thing. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing though. Isn't that 2% chance or 3% chance that could happen? Isn't that why you get on the ride? If you're just getting in and getting strapped on and there's no terrifying aspect to it, why pay the money, right? Why do the thing?
So are you saying they should have paid extra for that?
I'm just saying people don't jump out of airplanes when they're still on the ground, right? They wait for them to get it at 10,000 feet, 12,000 feet, whatever. Then they jump out because that's the thrill. Because something might go wrong, and so you want the adrenaline dump. You want your asshole to pucker. So these people got exactly what they paid for, which is something could go wrong here, and it did.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You're a winner.
Yeah. They won the roller coaster lottery. They should go buy a ticket afterwards.
Yeah.
Hey,
totally.
I need you to handicap something for us. Can you do that for us, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, this is a good one, yes.
All right.
Directamente desde Tucson. Tranquilo, más cerca, por favor. Ahí está. A ver, puñito arriba, puñito arriba. Ahí está la guardia. Ahí está.
So,
¿Qué se está diciendo?
What we're watching here is Gorlock Destroyer is going to be in her first boxing match. And I think she weighs about 400 pounds, and she's fighting somebody who's about a foot taller and about 400 pounds probably. And I just want you to see if you can you handicap for this? How many rounds is this going to go, and who's going to win?
I can't say who's going to win, but I would definitely take the under in rounds because one of them is going down, from pure exhaustion.
Yeah.
Or heart attack.
My question is, why wasn't this a sumo match? I'm telling you, neither one of them can throw a punch, but I guarantee they can wrestle the fuck out of each other. You put a little white diaper on both of them and just wind them up and let them go. That's what we want to see is a sumo. Maybe you throw a little Jello in there, some baby oil. I don't know.
A little?
Make it interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a.
I mean,
you're going to have to use
industrial
a full king-size bed sheet for that.
Industrial quantities, but everything's relative. I'm just saying, a boxing match. I'm with you, Jefe. I think one of them's going to gas out before either one of them land a punch.
Yeah.
They got their bellies. They can't even reach out past where they end.
Oh yeah, they got little T-Rex arms. And Gorlock she gained or he or whatever gained prior attention from viral podcasts and sparring with Ryan Garcia, where she absorbed body shots. The fight forms part of a card also featuring pros like Miguel Berchelt and Jose Luis Castillo. So this is the comedy card apparently that they're going to have for this Noche Supreme.
Well, she came because she thought it was the Nacho Supreme, not the Noche Supreme.
Yeah, there it is.
So you go with the white diapers? Do you do like band-aids over the nipples or?
No, you just let that shit fly. I mean, do the sumo guys cover up their tits?
No, but
no.
Well,
those don't have tits either. Neither of those have tits. I don't know what that is.
That's what I'm saying. They have the exact. I'm actually not being a dick here. I'm saying they have a perfect sumo body. That's what we should be seeing is sumo wrestling. They're not boxers. You don't want to watch. Let's have two bowling balls box. I mean, what the fuck?
That would be kind of cool.
Jefe,
I mean, give them little arms.
Yeah.
Jefe, we found another job for you this week. Just wondering if you're interested. It's JOI AI. They're hiring 10 masturbation consultants. It's $2,000 a month to test their new daily guided masturbation feature and document the effects on stress, sleep, and mood. Now, this is unique because this actually evolves into a job where you can actually help them design masturbation programs. Are you interested?
Programs? Like a schedule?
Yeah. So just imagine yourself sitting there going, all right, I want you to lay back. Your head on the pillow, and you start rubbing yourself. That's good. There you go. Pinch your nipple, that kind of stuff. So you get to do that.
I'm gonna, even if they don't select me, I'm gonna do it anyway.
You should start a masturbation program, a podcast. That's all it is. It's like 5 or 10 minutes of you talking somebody through masturbating.
Yeah, it's going to be called Fitz Diddles.
Nice.
Diddling with Fitz.
Diddly Fitz. Yeah, Diddly Fitz. And yeah, I mean, it's already in the works. I've got a couple episodes already recorded. My problem is I don't make it to the end myself, so I gotta slow things down. I gotta pace myself. I gotta certainly stop taking the Viagra before I go to the airport. Bringing it around from last week.
Shout out to Thomas Massey. Good callback.
Yep.
We can totally do this. I don't see why you can't make this like Fitz razor wires, and it could be a WH Media thing, and we'll take off every week, and Fitz, you do one, I'll do one, and Jefe will do one, and you can you'll just be talking them through it. Just just to take the dildo, put some good music on. Are you ready?
I love this idea because I think we would all have very different styles, and then we could have people rate them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was your favorite one? And not that listen, we've all been friends long enough. There's no competition between the three of us, but it would be interesting to know. Maybe I'm really popular with the gentlemen. Maybe I'm really good at.
Could be.
At getting the guys where they need to be. And Jefe, maybe he's, obviously, clearly, he's really good with the trans population. And so, it would be interesting to see where everybody voted on all of our episodes. And I love this idea.
Wow.
So we've got an app, right? So Duchess already has the whole marketing thing down. So Diddly Fitz is going to be the name. And we've got upgrade for customized stories. So you can be like a choose your own adventure book, right? So you've got
we'll say your name.
Yeah.
Well, if you pay us enough, we'll say your name, or we'll say your lover's name, or who you think you want to love,
or
right? Because there's some psychos out there.
Yeah, or any kind of like a food that turns you on. Whatever you want.
Whatever, right?
Oh my
pay-
gosh.
The lotion in the basket or gets the hose again. Like that kind of shit. Whatever. I'm willing.
So we have them fill in the blanks, and then we use AI to use our voice to go and talk them through whatever it is they just put in.
Oh,
that could be
God.
so disturbing.
This is such a fucking winner.
It's like
Thank you, everybody,
ad-libs.
for. Yeah, exactly. You fill in these blanks, put a verb here, a noun there. We'll make we'll take care of the rest. We'll take it from here.
Yeah, you pay, we say.
It's not real. It's not real different from what we're doing now. So,
well, that's true.
A little different.
Speak for yourself, man. I'm still thinking about that gal you had playing roulette.
All right, I'm gonna go back out to her. I mean, to the floor.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, can't wait for the farm report. We got one tonight, right?
Oh, we do. We do.
Oh, yes.
It's be back at 8:20.
All right, man.
Well,
See you in a bit.
you hustle back. We've got to talk about Brad Pitt's penis cream and really tight vaginas. It's going to be a good night.
Wow, right here in the hallway. All right. See you in a bit.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Flame on, Flamer.
261 episodes, and he still leaves it on speaker.
He still trusts us enough to have it on as he walks in the hall. That's amazing.
It's never going to be good. It's never going to be a good idea.
In fact, we're trying to make it a bad idea. By the way, George Fontes is here, and I love that name, Stroking for Tokens. That's
solid.
I actually don't think we can leave this alone, McShane. I think we need to give this a go.
God,
because
we're
if
gonna
we
have to
make
make
even $40 off of this, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it.
So we could do some seriously good ASMR too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like, because you could do this. It could be a JOI, a jerk off app, but you could also make it like a sleeping app too. So you jerk off first, and then you switch on the ASMR, and it could be us talking, or it could be just macaroni noises, right?
Well, or
it could be Jeff doing whatever.
I mean, it could be all inclusive too. You could get a deal. I mean, you could just do the masturbation thing, or you could just do the ASMR. But if you want a inclusive package, you get a discount, and then it just talks you through like, okay,
that's really good.
Great,
really
good job, good job there, champ. You came to completion. Now go get a towel, clean yourself up.
Oh God.
And then I'll be here when you get back. And then we talk them, and then we have them fall asleep. Dude, I'm telling you, we could put people to sleep. We already do it here.
So I think Duchess is onto something. We're gonna have to incorporate. If we can get Duchess in here, Duchess can do the female voice for the men.
Oh, Duchess has such a great voice. That's a good call.
A fantastic voice. Fantastic voice.
Great voice.
Right. I'm all in on this. I think this is a really good idea.
Same.
UN Watch this week.
Not
a hell of a transition. New report by UN Watch, the watchdogs. These are the guys that actually keep an eye on the UN to make sure they're honest. Reveals UN experts accepted millions of dollars from China, Russia, Qatar before attacking the U.S., Israel, and the West. And by attacking, we mean propaganda narratives and all the bullshit that you're seeing now. Alina Duhan, the UN expert against Western sanctions, received $1.3 million in funding from China, Russia, and Qatar. Her official visits, including to Tehran, Beijing, Damascus, Doha, Caracas, and Harar, were conducted exclusively to support the regimes, not their victims. Ben Sol, the UN expert counterterrorism, received $150,000 from China. They refused to issue any statements on China's persecution of the Uyghurs. We've talked about that on the show and how reprehensible that whole situation is, and they never take any shit for it. Now you know why. George Katrougalos, a former Greek foreign minister serving as the UN expert on democratic and equitable internal international order. Received $100,000 from China in 2025. The same year, he praised Xi Jinping, his book, and the Chinese dictator's vision of openness and dialogue. They are bought and sold for. The UN is nothing more than a socialist machine.
Which I think, instinctively we all knew. I mean, and again, you also, in that conversation, you have to include Israel. This will probably get this podcast flagged, and so you can edit this out later. But truth be told, what they did very recently was by all accounts genocide. Israel, I'm talking about, and it's been completely ignored. You don't hear anything about it. They've completely leveled a city, killed a lot of innocent people. At some points, going building to building with small incursion special forces to hunt civilians. I don't know. And crickets from the UN, crickets from any other watchdog. Nothing was said. And look, I'm not even saying that, because Israel's whole claim was, well, we were justified. We had to go in and level it. Okay. That still doesn't mean that we shouldn't hear about it from a watchdog group saying, hey, this is a humanitarian crisis. There's medical problems there. The schools are shut down. We don't have any place for kids. Nothing. We heard nothing. It's not even like, hey, this should be on our radar. It was just like, nope, it's radio blackout. So this type of corruption, it's like whoever has the biggest purse gets talked about the least. That's what it feels like.
I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to defend it at all. And you're absolutely right. I think there's a lot less criticism when it comes to Israel. I truly do. But we also saw what came out this week from the same watch group about how the UN is actually taken complaints and they've blacklisted Israel and Russia, and they haven't validated any of the sexual assaults that are have happened. Right. So they're not even bother looking into it. There's right. You are okay.
That's what I'm saying.
We're just gonna. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's completely glossed over, and it's well, I said the word hypocrisy. That seems to be coming up a lot lately on this show, but also just sort of around the internet, of this double standard that tends to be. And I'm not even just saying it's the left. I mean, the right has plenty of double standards too, right? They don't want their wives being the object of some frat house rape party. Of course not. But my son was involved in one, so we're going to pay a lot of money and cover that up. So it happens on both sides. Let's not sugarcoat it. I'm just saying that the hypocrisy is what people like us can't stand for anymore, because we've been told that there's a social construct and a way to live your life so that you're honoring not only your neighbors and your friends and your family, but yourself. That you get to look at yourself in the mirror and not know that you're a piece of shit. And these people don't seem to have that function. It's the rules only apply to thou but not thee. And I'm just, we're tired of it. We're done with it. It's ridiculous.
1,500 United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. 1,500 are supposedly connected to terrorist groups now at this point. And that all starts with the UN.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, and just to go back to the China thing real quick before we leave them alone, because I'm not trying to refocus or change the focus to Israel and say that they're the only bad guys on the block. China is definitely, and again, we're doing a lot of the same shit over there. We know we are. And it is a war. It might not be open, a kinetic war and bullets are flying, but it's a war. And there is shit going on right now as we speak that we will never hear about, never know about. Counterintelligence, counter cyber attacks, and then counter the counter type shit that is happening probably at a billion times a second right now in computer code. So there's a full-out war being waged. It's very interesting what little pieces are starting to leak out now. And it starts with the money. We know that.
Yep.
That's kind of what we've covered. It starts with the money. I'm just interested in, who knows? History books are always written by the winners. So maybe someday all this will be a moot point and we'll never hear about any of it. But, back in World War II, you could look at some heroes and be like, that guy, Hacksaw Ridge, right? That guy, he saved however many people that dude saved. He's a fucking hero. We don't know any of the warriors that are out there doing black ops, doing cybersecurity, doing cyber attacks on behalf of our country, shooting down weather balloons that we never hear about. We will never know any of these people's names. The entire war is underground. It is on black sites and in back channels, and it's crazy because I'm gonna wake up on Monday and I'm gonna go to work and I'm just gonna assume that I'm gonna get there safely, right? And meanwhile, there's an all-out war being waged, and we have no idea about it. Crazy.
I want to go and play some. This was interesting. This week came out from Besant earlier in the week.
I want to ask you about Antifa. In October, the Treasury Department started working with the FBI to investigate who's funding Antifa. Can you give us an update on that investigation? How close are you guys to finding out who's funding Antifa?
It is ongoing. We made substantial progress, and I think in the weeks and months ahead, we're going to have a lot to report. One thing that did go the underreported that I would point out to all of you is the IRS is now giving guidance on the Form 990, which nonprofits they have to file. And we are going to encourage or demand that nonprofits know their grant recipients. So if a grant recipient is violent, if they are suppressing people's rights, then you are responsible for that. And I think that's a very good first step.
I want to ask you about...
I like the intent.
Yes, that's a great first step. Yes.
I like the intent. And it sucks that the only way that they're willing to deal with it is financially. It kind of goes back to how they dealt with the mob back in the 20s and 30s. We're just going to go ahead and get them for tax evasion versus actually getting them for the stuff that they're actually doing. And I guess that's how we have to deal with it. But yeah, it's just frustrating that we're going to go there. But I want all the NGOs shut down. I want nonprofits have to go through a much more rigorous explanation of what they are and who they're working with. I think all that stuff needs to happen.
Yep, I agree. I think 501(c)(3)s were being handed out like fucking Tic Tacs for a while there, particularly, and again, not to get political, but particularly under the Biden and Obama regime. I think it was like it was a fucking cash giveaway. Hey, here's a way to get some free money to do some nefarious shit and to make sure that we stay in power. And we being the Democratic left woke movement. And I think there was so much of that going on. So to go back to the mob thing, the mob was and is still, the mob is still out there and active. They were tolerated because they can do things that the government can't legally. And so to pretend that the mob existed because we couldn't do anything about it except financially is a misnomer. I think FBI, CIA knew everybody in the top brass of the mob and still know. And when a contract needs to be enforced, but you can't do it legally, well, then you send in the muscle, right? I mean, that's what the mob is for. And I'm not saying they're a fourth branch of government. I'm saying that they're tolerated because they keep the peace. They are a tool. Exactly. Great way to put it. They keep the peace in places that the government just can't go or is stretched too thin to go. So I mean, it's interesting that you draw that parallel because I think some of that is going on here. I mean, we do know that USAID was doing CIA work that the CIA couldn't legally do. And so it was just a tool for the CIA to funnel money into countries and programs to start color revolutions and go down the list. I wonder now, what I wonder is where all that money is going to go next, right? I mean, what's the next focus? Is it Palantir, NVIDIA? I mean, these AI, I don't know. I wonder.
Well, let me ask you this then. So going along that same line of thought, is that what Israel and the Muslim Brotherhood is now?
Okay, great point. Quite possibly. Maybe even probably.
I mean, we're funding both sides. We have been for years.
Yep.
Barack
and making money off both
was
sides.
big brother for the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh, you bet.
Interesting.
I like when
I like when we have these kind of conversations. We got stuff that leads to things that we weren't even planning on discussing. That's good stuff. I want to touch on. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was going to say I agree, and I feel like the broader conversations, right? Because we can go down the headlines and read the headlines. I'm sure all of you listening right now, right, have heard most of these headlines. The reason people are listening to our show or shows like ours is because let's think about things that I haven't thought about. I mean, you bring up shit all the time where I'm like, I didn't think about it that way. Even Jefe, during our weekly chats, he'll have a comment, and most of the time, for those of you who don't know, most of the time Jefe just is trying to be funny and keep things light most of the time, and he keeps McShane and I from going like down into the depths of like deep water. He keeps things light. He keeps us. But every once in a while, he'll say something, and I'll be like, holy shit, I didn't think about it that way. So even he's thinking in a different way that makes me look at stuff differently. And so I think that's what we're here to do. But also, we have to pay attention to the headlines, because otherwise, how can we draw those parallels? How can we make connections? How can we have the conversation? So I'm with you. I like it when the show goes off-road, but also we have a doc for a reason, because otherwise – you and I would probably just talk about what? Philosophy, girls, beer, and it would be a terribly boring show.
Well, and we'd be talking about the apocalypse constantly, because
and that too. Yeah,
we would get sucked into it.
Right, the coming.
The coming of the apocalypse. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna have to. That might be. That's on the list.
Although we haven't really talked about the apocalypse yet.
Of the apocalypse, but we might, because we came up with a question this week about what if, and I'm just going to tease it because we'll get second beers going here. But the question that we had this week was, what if the COVID vaccine was anti-alien?
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to talk about. And let's not forget, apocalypse in Greek, I mean, it means the unveiling, right? It's not, apocalypse doesn't mean destruction. It means the unveiling. And again, going back to what we started on the show with about that people can't hide anymore, that information, this is the information age, and things are being unveiled that have been hidden for years, for decades, maybe for centuries.
Yeah.
And now is the time. It is the age of disclosure. And I'm not talking about little green guys. I just mean
that fucking movie
disclosure
that's coming out.
Or that. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Spielberg anymore. I'm talking about disclosure from financial, from the pedophile rings, from the covert military, from USAID funding CIA ops. All of it, dude. This is the apocalypse by every definition. This is the unveiling. I just don't know where it ends. And I guess that's our teaser for the second half of the show, which is bleak, but there it is.
Man, you know what? All right, that's okay. We got through all the communist stuff. We could have gotten into Zohan Mamdani taking over property. I think everybody sees that. Everybody sees that. We don't even have to get into that.
No, that's scary, though.
The LGBTQ commission requesting a civil state of emergency due to all the trans and queer individuals moving to Seattle. That's
a great story. Yeah,
that's exciting. I did not see that coming.
Hey, hold on, real quick. So you're saying you don't want more immigrants to your city? Is that what you're saying?
I thought it was a sanctuary city.
That's racist or transphobic or something. That's an amazing story. I do love that one.
Yeah. Well, we could touch on it real quick. The Seattle LGBTQ Commission has requested that Mayor Katie Wilson, the socialist, the one that wants to force...
Oh, she's a piece of shit.
She wants to force stores to stay open in their community, even though people are stealing from them left and right. And she's very upset that all these businesses are leaving Seattle when she's turning it into garbage. I mean, it was already garbage, and she's just helping it on its way. Civil state of emergency due to an influx of transgender and queer individuals relocating from conservative states, which is straining local housing, food, and mental health resources. It's a fucking cartoon at this point. It's just bizarre. And I'm not saying at all, the full disclaimer, we don't want to see anybody discriminated against and all that kind of stuff, but this just tracks with the left.
And when you click on that article, I went down the comments a bit, and there was a gay man who kind of declared himself, I've been gay for his whole life. He's been married for like 30 years to his husband, lives in Seattle. They both lived there their whole lives. And his whole point was, it used to be that if you were gay or lesbian, that because of whatever persecution you felt you got in your childhood and how hard it was to come out of the closet, etc., that it was a point of pride to be able to stand up and say, yes, I'm gay, but I'm also the wealthiest person in my neighborhood, or we belong in this neighborhood because together we make as much money as any of you fuckers. And so they were part. I mean, how many neighborhoods did they go in? Look at the East Phoenix, North Phoenix area, where they went in and completely gentrified those neighborhoods and made them great. And it was all because of the gay and lesbian community. And so you have the gays and lesbians who are upstanding, amazing members of the community who are, for the most part, politically sane.
They absolutely are.
Right? Yes. And then you have the
mentally unstable.
This other contingent that's coming in, and look at the areas that it's taxing Seattle: food insecurity, housing, and mental health. If that doesn't scream to you that we have a mental health problem, I don't know what does. You have got to look at this from a data perspective, because otherwise you're going to go under, and you're going to bring the people that used to support you, you're going to bring them down too. And then all you're going to have is enemies at every corner.
And I'm just going to add to that by saying the only reason you're calling it a state of emergency, is because it unlocks more funds. That's it.
Yes,
it's a money
but
grab.
Also, it is, I agree, but it also is probably an emergency. I mean, the homeless problem, all of it, it's all linked. And I don't know why we're not willing to look at it straight in the face and say,
we
hey,
don't want to.
Yeah,
it's hard.
We do, but most people don't.
Yeah. Why do people get shot? People pull a trigger. It has nothing to do with the guns. It has to do with the mental health. You're perfectly willing to do it. It's the same fucking argument.
Yep.
We don't want to deal with mental health, period. How'd that beer go?
Oh, dude, I actually, I'm halfway through my side bitch. That beer went down probably a little bit better every sip I took. And not for the reasons you would think. Actually, as it warmed up, some of the fruitier flavors kind of came up through there, and a little bit of the hops kind of calmed down. So, really solid beer. Like I said, I would have a 4-pack of this in the fridge. Very refreshing. Definitely does the job. I mean, it was a nice little even keel buzz for me too. So yeah, solid beer. Not bad. How about yours?
It was an IPA. Whatever. It was fine. I'm not going to complain about it, but it was a fine. It was fine. I wouldn't get it again.
Okay. You don't. Hey, look, you don't have to talk me into anything here. I don't have to drink it.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I mean, Black Stack, great brewery, but the style was misleading. Modern IPA, fucking what's a modern IPA? It doesn't. It has no relevance at all.
That's not an actual
IPA.
style.
It was an IPA. It was toned down. It wasn't super bitter. It was drinkable. Good mouthfeel. I think you had too many different hop variations in there, and they're all conflicting. Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't keep it in the fridge. So that's that.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's get after beer 2, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right.
Got that again.
You know, Fitz, so we've got our side chat. We've got our Razor chat, and we've also got our side chat with Jefe and stuff. And you brought up something good, or a good point. Shit's going sideways again. It's all coming at once. We've talked about this at length, right? You know, we can see, we can feel, the pattern recognition comes up, and we can see things are speeding up again, right? Likewise, and I'm going to pour my beer. Oh, my God. I just got something on my hand and looked at, holy hell. Oh, jeez.
Yes,
this is we can feel it, right? And I think a lot of people are like that. They can feel what's coming. They can feel that things are picking up steam, and that it's not necessarily in a good way, or change is coming. Great change. Huge change. Phenomenal change. Very big change. It's... And that I think that's probably why I'm a little pissed off tonight. And I started off the show like that. And that's typically not my MO. That's not how I do that. I'm usually, I'm not gonna say I'm the low key one, but that's not what
are you trying to say?
I'm not usually the vigilant one. And I kind of started off that way and just let it hammer. And I think you're right. I think we're lots going on. Lots changing.
Yeah. Yeah, lots going on, lots changing, and it seems like anytime we feel like there's a win on whatever level, whether it's the gerrymandering issues that have recently come up that I feel like was a win for democracy, period. It doesn't matter. It's like for every win, there's like 4 losses. You know, Trump says something fucking stupid, or you know, hey, we've got to deal with Iran. Just kidding, we don't have a deal with Iran. We've got this deal with this country. Oh, they just backed out, or I don't know. I am with you. I feel like there's a lot happening. I feel like we're doing our best to keep up with it all. Some of it gets missed, even between not just us, but everybody that, you know, is in the chat, that's in the Razorwire chat. We all miss something. Yep. And it's such a phenomenal community to have people out there looking for shit that we miss. But still, we all miss something. And it feels like it's building. I feel like we're coming to this crescendo again. Yep. I'm not saying it's going to be another summer of love, but it does sort of feel that way. And it's a little disheartening. Fuck, man, I'm trying my best out here, and it doesn't matter because other people are not. They're trying to fuck things up.
Or they just fucking gave up.
Or they don't
call
care.
it what it is.
Exactly. Apathy.
Or they just gave up, and they're going to take the easy way out. And that's unfortunately, I think that's a lot.
That's almost worse.
The left side. It is. I think it absolutely is worse. It absolutely is worse.
I'd rather be able to look my enemy in the eye. You know, we lost something when people. You know, you had a problem with someone and you could just draw swords and just see who the better person was. You can't do that anymore. No. You know, it's so.
Well, you can't even just handshake or look somebody in the eye or have a conversation head on. And a lot of that changed. Unfortunately, it changed during COVID. Nobody there. You don't have that friction in the office. You don't have that friction on site where you have to deal with people. People have gotten used to, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I want to be me and be free, and I don't have to fuck everybody else, and that's fine. You know, we're not going to try and get along. That's what things go. And then we end up with the bullshit that's going on like this, and people who are easily swayed, and they're taking $80,000 a year from communist handouts to make sure that they're out there protesting. And just I haven't said it in a long time. If it's a paid protest, it's not a protest. It's fucking paid agitation.
You bet.
So beer 2.
Yes. On that note,
I swear we've had this one on the show before, but you can see it on my screen. It's by Pipeworks. It's like one of their most elegant beers that they've got.
It's a very Phantom of the Opera, and I think you're right. I feel like I remember seeing that can.
That's not even Phantom of the Opera. That's Princess Bride.
It's Princess Bride. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the way it looks with the black and the gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But because I just, that vision, that picture, I feel like I've seen it before. But yeah, it's right. It's right out of Princess Bride and Wesley.
You know what? After I drink this, or after I start drinking this, I will go to the Library of Beersandria that you guys can go to on razorwirenews.com and look up all the beers that we drink. They're all out there. It's very fantastic.
And see if we've had that one before.
I'll check and see if we've had that. I don't recall seeing it, but I'll look it up after I start this one, while you're doing your thing with beer too. So this is a 14.8 bourbon barrel aged imperial porter. I am extremely happy I was able to find this one. This is from Sacred Pint. I got it from Sacred Pint, the tap house out here, and the label art is by B.J. Olson. It's BEEJJAY Olson. And that's by Pipeworks. They're out of Illinois. So this is not the time of year for a bourbon barrel imperial stout, but we're going to give it a run.
Oh yeah, baby.
Top slow. This is fantastic mouthfeel. It's thick. Coffee, chocolate, super malty. The heat is perfect. It has that bourbon. It has the taste of bourbon without the heat. There's a little bit of heat at the very end, but it's just very mild. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, God, this hits. This is a fucking treat. For the end of May.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
this is not the time of year to drink this, but when you're... actually, bourbon barrel aged imperial porter. Pardon me. That's an imperial porter. So it's not dry like a porter, though. This is way closer to a stout.
I think when you Russian Imperial anything, it gets wetter, right? I mean, that's my rule of thumb when I'm dating someone. Look, it's time for the Russian Imperial.
Is that a sex move?
I mean, if you want to call it that, all I know is everybody loves it. Okay, everybody.
All right, you can explain that in the after show.
Yeah, I will.
What beer do you have there?
I am a distinguished member of the Rare Beer of the Month Club, thanks to my outstanding friend McShane here. Got that for my birthday. So my latest delivery showed up, which I've kind of committed to whatever shows up. I'm going to do those beers on the show. I mean, it just has to happen because they're coming from all over, and they are rare beers. So I feel like it's a worthy quest to make sure that all of these end up on the show. So tonight's offering is from Surly Brewing, which we kind of hinted at earlier in the show. This one is called Darkness, and I when they send the beers in the Rare Beer Club, they have a little write up, right? But I actually think the write up that's on the back of the bottle is far better. So you go ahead and do your thing. And you look up your beer and see if you've had it before, because I'm going to read this. It's actually, I can't even tell you how perfect this is for what we were just talking about right before the break. And by the way, folks, we didn't plan any of this, but This is so perfect. All right, here we go. King of Minos of Crete, on the advice of the Oracle of Delphi, commissioned a labyrinth to hold the Minotaur, an unholy communion of man and beast. With the head of a bull and the body of a man, it devoured any who dared enter his lair, until Theseus, armed only with a sword and a string, slayed the Minotaur and escaped the maze. You, the modern-day Theseus, need only use wit and guile to obtain darkness. Our limited release, Russian Imperial. The waves of coffee, chocolate, cherry, raisin, and toffee welcome, while the non-traditional dose of aromatic hops surprise. And we can't stress this enough. Don't bring your sword to the liquor store. It's weird, dude. We were just talking about being able to draw swords and find out who the better man was, and then this is on the back of this bottle. Pretty crazy. Again, not planned. They nailed it just on that last little paragraph there with the chocolate, the cherry. Those come through real heavy. And then a little bit of the raisin, a little bit of toffee, but it is hoppy. It's much more hoppy than you usually get from an Imperial Russian stout. So that part of it kind of surprised me. It's not unpleasant. I like it. I will say it kind of keeps me from making this a sex beer. It's kind of the only thing I can equate it to is, she's a beautiful woman. She is interesting in conversation, but she just, right at, last call, she just happens to mention that she is just getting over an STD, and you're like, whoa, okay,
God,
maybe
we're
gonna skip tonight.
All right.
So so we're not having sex tonight, but thank you for the great company. It's a great beer. I'm not saying it's not. It's just a little bit of hoppy on the end where I'm like, huh. And it does balance out the sweetness of the booze. I mean, it is a boozy beer. This is a 12%er. But it's maybe a little too much on that. So that's why I say, like, she's getting over the STD, and we might have some fun in a few weeks, but let me know when that clears up.
Yeah, a little herpes on the lip there.
I've made it this far
It's awkward.
with staying clean. I'd like to keep that going.
Keep the streak alive. What year is that? What year is that one?
This is a 25. Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't say month or anything. It just says 2025.
Okay, and that's the barrel-aged darkness?
Yep.
Interesting.
Stout. Yeah, because I was looking at what you were seeing on the website, and they have totally, like, a lot of different versions of it now. So.
Interesting. So I can't get the big bottles out here for darkness anymore. What they've done is they've got this really cool can in a box, and you guys can go to their website. It's surlybrewing.com if you guys want to look at it. But they've got these really great feature boxes, which are pretty rad.
So cool.
But they're 12-ounce bottles now. Is that a 16 or it's a bomber, right?
No. It's a bomber.
Feature bottle.
Yep.
Feature bottle. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't get the feature bombers out here anymore, and I've got one place here that the hell's the name of it? It's not the Attic. It's Rift. It's Rift. It's on Scottsdale Road, down near Babes. That does nothing for anybody else in chat. But I think you know the area, right?
I know exactly
Scottsdale,
what
Tempe,
you're talking about. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Little burned out. Used to be like a Shell station or something, like a Circle K, right? Now near like Continental, that area.
Yep.
Yeah. Not go there. Great, fantastic little tap bar. If you guys ever been there, if you're in Arizona, the Rift is fantastic. Great bartenders too. Just make sure you have a tetanus shot, and you're good. But 12%er for that. And you know why? I think you may be getting, they actually hop that quite a bit. They get Warrior, Amarillo, and Simcoe in that. And those are, and actually it might even be the yeast that's used in it, because that's English ale. So it's kind of like they wanted to go super dark and go super rich, but they wanted to go ahead and get a little bit more bitter. So it's a little bit angry. That's an interesting beer.
Yeah, it is. It is. I like it. It's just, it is interesting. It's something that, I'll be honest, I probably shouldn't have gone in with any expectations, but I did, and it didn't quite meet those.
It'll be interesting to see how that one warms up too. I'm interested to see
true.
that too.
True.
So, All right, I want to set this up really good. Aliens.gov.
Yes.
You go to the you.
Oh, I went. Yes. First of all, this was. I think
fucked.
a lot of people got really excited when it first came out. That they've filed for alien.gov. Here we go.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do
Here
it.
we
They're
go.
gonna fucking do it. We're gonna get the fucking goods. And we bid on it even last week when we were talking. We had what? Out of the last month, we had 2 different alien disclosures for UAPs, right? Unidentified flying, whatever, right? And they even said they just kind of just threw it under the radar that we're going to talk about aliens. We're going to talk about actual disclosure soon. And they just kind of floated it out there. And then this week, aliens.gov, the website is dropped, and it had nothing to do with what anybody thought was going to be talked about.
It's actual illegal aliens. Was this just not a fantastic head fake? We all got
genius
punked.
trolling.
We all just got
trolling.
trolled. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And I first of all, it's a middle finger to everybody who's like, everyone who's like, borders are made up and this is stolen land. Fuck you. This is also a fuck you to, we need to know if we're not alone in the universe. Fuck off. First of all, I'm not sure that that's the government's job to tell us that we're not alone in the universe. I think that's for you to discover on your own. If you want to go down those rabbit holes, which I have done, and I am convinced we are not alone, and other people have also done and are convinced we are alone, that's fine. You make up your own personal, it's like a religious experience, right? It's a spiritual thing. It's not the government's job to tell you how to think about that. And so this was like a fuck you to both sides. Like, hey, everybody calm the fuck down. Yeah, everyone calm down. The real problem is we got 27 million undocumented people here who are taxing the system, period. And we need to deal with it. And I couldn't agree more.
So if you go to aliens.gov, you're going to get this Star Wars background, which was actually pretty well done, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then they've got this Super X-Files font, which is really well done. The site's really well. You talk about, like we're saying, everybody got fucked over on this. And we were very lightly engaged in it. We're like, all right, whatever. I don't really care that much. We never saw this coming. So if you go to the site, this is how it breaks down. You can go and scroll through it. They walk among us. For 60 years, the U.S. government has kept a closely guarded secret. Aliens have been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods and interacting with us in our daily lives. They've shopped in the same stores, attended the same classes as our children, and lived seemingly normal human existences. With one exception, they do not belong. Now, if you're reading along, you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, you're like, shit.
My neighbor's a fucking alien. Holy shit.
Here we go.
I
knew Christopher Walken was weird.
Oh, my God. And then we're not even there yet. Millions arrived under the cover of darkness and embedded themselves directly in our society. Countless presidents, congressmen, and senior officials knew exactly what was happening. Instead of protecting American citizens, they chose to cover it up and even accelerate the invasion. Now, you're going out, you're getting crossbows, you're getting, you're lighting torches, you got pitchforks.
Dude.
We're going hunting. Right? Everybody's
this is
like,
Men
oh
in
my
Black
God.
Shit right here.
Yeah. And I didn't know that I was Men in Blacked, but then until one man finally had the courage to tell the truth. It's like it is such a fucking, the drama is amazing.
It's
absolutely amazing, and it is so goddamn cheesy. Now you're like, okay. Now it's a Trump story.
It's all about Trump.
Now it's going to be a thing. So now you're like, all right, now
tell us you're narcissistic without telling us you're narcissistic.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? You're like, okay, here comes the clown show. Bold, unapologetic, unafraid. President Trump was the first to call out the real danger aliens pose to every American family, every community, and the future of our nation. The truth is no longer out there. It's right here, right now. top secret. 3,129,722 encounters. Alien arrests made heat map. Wait. Assault, burglary, commercialized sexual offenses, damaged property, dangerous drugs. It's all aliens. It's all illegal aliens. Like, nobody saw this coming. It's fucking genius, and everybody got fucking duped. Aliens are, nobody fucking cares. It's all a big fucking joke.
I do like this. I mean, the part of this website that's not a joke is
the heat map is amazing.
List out the heat map's great, and the charges. Like,
oh, absolutely.
This is not a mother with her child who's just trying to find a better life. This dude's a bad fucking guy, and you wouldn't want him near any of your children's schools.
No.
You wouldn't want him near churches, near old folks' homes. He's a bad dude, and we found him because of this new policy of ICE, and I'm all for it.
Dallas, Texas, 4,666 arrests. Countries of origin: Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Angola, Argentina, Belarus, Belize, Benin, Bolivia, Brazil, Burma, Burundi, Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada, Chile, Canada.
I love that it's, I know, I love that it's in alphabetical order.
Yeah, China, People's Republic of Colombia, it's just ongoing, and they've got gang affiliations, the whole nine. It is genius, and I don't think it, honestly, I think next week or the week after, everybody's going to be like, it's finally going to hit. They're going to let go of the whole, I really wanted this to be about aliens and reptilians and the Greys and the Nordics. I really wanted to see I want to see where all those guys were. I think this is going to be one of those. This is going to be a slow draw, and then everybody's going to be like, that's quite something.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And again, you look at those hot spots that are, I mean, obviously on the borders, right? Florida is a big one. New Orleans, all of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, of course. But you look at how far it's spread north.
Yeah.
Huge problems up here in the Pacific Northwest. Huge problems in the North Midwest. All up and down the eastern seaboard. I mean, it's everywhere, guys. It's not just in these border towns anymore. It's a problem.
But that's what happens when your NGOs are financing those individials to go specifically 100%. To those places.
100%. Busing them, flying them, whatever
all the Somalians. All you guys need to go to St. Paul, right? You know, we want to make sure that everybody from Burundi goes here. Everybody from South Africa goes here. Everybody from Iran goes here. It's undermining America, period. It's fucking treason. And it goes back to the whole conversation about NGOs. Somebody said, hey, this is a great thing to do. Here's billions of dollars. Go settle in America. And we're not talking about settling America. We're talking about overrunning America. We're talking about, this isn't, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. That's not what we're talking about here. It's a fucking invasion at this point. And it was financed. I want everybody who was financing it to fucking go to jail.
I think on some level we were all behind, or most of us were behind.
Yes.
The DACA movement, right? I mean, that you bring these people are coming.
We're
here
helping
for
people. We're helping people.
For a better life, and they're bringing their kids, or they had kids here, and I feel like those kids were innocents in the whole thing, and so I was
absolutely the kids were absolutely taken advantage of. Yes,
I am 100% in support of those kids being able to stay here and prove themselves. I'm also in support of anyone who can prove that they have been here, that they've been crime-free. And I'm not talking about a speeding ticket or, even a DUI. I'm talking about rape, murder, robbery, any of the capital kind of things. If you can prove that you've been here, you've been doing your best to be a productive citizen, then let's get you in the system. Let's vet you. Let's give you the fucking test. That, by the way, most Americans couldn't pass. It's 150 questions, and most Americans can't pass it. But okay, the 10 to 15% of you who came here under the pretenses of all of that, but then started illegal enterprises, whether it was gangs, whether it was illegal shipping, whether it was weapons transport, whether it's the coyotes, smuggling, like human trafficking kind of stuff, the pedophile rings, all of that.
Autism centers, education centers.
No, I am saying any of those people that are taking from the American taxpayer, that are hurting kids, hurting other people. You don't even get to go back to your mother country. There just has to be a big hole where you are lined up and done away with. Because if you send them back to their home country, they're just going to do that shit there. Or they're going to try and come back here and do it again. Nothing as drastic as what I'm saying has happened, and we still have had the largest decrease in crime in this country in 60 years?
90.
70 years? 90 years. Thank you. We have not seen this big of a drop in crime ever in our lifetimes. And it's happening under Donald Trump. And because he's kind of a dick and he's like, enough is enough, we're seeing a huge drop in crime because these people are being arrested. They are being sent back home. All of those consequences are coming in. And I'm saying, what if we stepped it up a notch? That's all I'm saying. The kids, you can stay. Anybody who's here to be productive, you can also stay. But if you're doing naughty shit, you can't stay, and you probably can't even go back home.
Well,
that's it.
You don't get to feed off of the fucking welfare system. You get taken out of the welfare system. Get a job. If you can't get a job, go home. Self-deport. Self-deportations, allegedly DHS. So take the data for what it's worth. 1.6 million to 2.2 million self-deportations since January 2025.
Great.
That's the best. That's the best scenario. Now then go apply. Go apply for citizenship. Go get a green card. Fantastic. There you go. Do it right. Jefe.
Yeah, actually, Jefe is the best possible scenario.
Jefe, if
he really is.
If we advertised you as a Sancho for hire, would you be willing to give citizenship to people if they married you? We're talking about obviously big booty Latinas.
Well, yeah. Yep.
You're in? Okay. So we can build it. We can build an advertising. We can make that part of the app, the jerk off app we're going to build. We can make that part of that. If you're willing, if you're looking for citizenship, email Jefe. Is that
look no further. Yeah.
Perfect. I like where this is going. It's really good. It's really, really good.
So, how much did I have before I went back out there? At $7?
$3. Oh, $7. Right. You had three from the
$7
one gal.
$7.
Yeah.
Well, I hit a blackjack table with some guys. I don't know what they didn't seem like golfers, but they were just guys, and they were betting green chips, which are $25 chips. And there'd be a few hands, they'd throw me one, so I made 150 off them.
There you go.
So you never know. You never know.
Hey,
there we go.
Word to the wise. Baby. That's how you treat your dealer, right there.
That's it.
I like it.
That's all it takes.
Like that's awesome.
So I doubled my outtake for the week so far. Been a shitty week.
It's been a rough week. Yeah. Well, hey, look, it comes and goes. You're in the gambling business. You're not going there for a consistent paycheck, right? I mean, you're going there because you're going to get on a hot streak.
Yeah.
You're going to have some really good weeks, and then you're going to get things are going to go cold, and so I hopefully it heats back up because you were on a heater there for a while. So
yeah, it was good.
Good
couple months there.
Yeah, I guess this is how everything evens out.
Is it a full moon tonight?
I believe Lisa actually told me it was a full moon this weekend. So yes, I think so.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty full. It looks like a D cup staring back at me.
You're just still thinking about that brunette.
She's still out there too.
Yes,
she's not very cute. She's like a soft 7, but her tits are a 12.
Jesus Christ, man.
Soft 7.
You know, we don't really talk like that around here.
Do we? Do we not?
Not on the show.
I don't.
Not on the show.
Did HR get involved? Did I?
It's more our listeners.
Well, I guess Steve's got to do some editing tonight, this weekend.
I might. All right. Well, we'll see. You know what? We need to. We'll talk about this offline. We may have to have an HR segment where if we ever get a third time for Jefe, we may have to do like an HR roundtable. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll come up with something.
What about an intervention?
Well, that's we need one of those every week. I think that's
In her what? In her invention?
In her invention, yes.
You know what would fix my potty mouth?
Tell us.
What's that?
The farm report.
Yes, that's what I was just thinking.
Makes everything better.
Indeed.
Do you remember the name Lorena Bobbitt?
Oh God, yes. She
forget it?
went snippy with the
Yep.
Yeah.
With the pee. I just actually grew an innie. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was the first trans, wasn't he? Sorry.
That was 1993, and her name still instantly takes us back there.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't know, she was married to John Wayne Bobbitt. She cut off his penis while he was sleeping after years of abuse.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Period. We all definitely agree with her decision. It's just the way she went about it. Wow.
He had it coming, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. You may say that she cut off his worm. Well, today I bring you the Bobbitt worm. You guys heard of this guy?
No.
This is a real thing.
Here we are.
This is the real thing. The Bobbitt worm is an iridescent worm that can grow up to 10 feet long. And they absorb metals from seawater to make their jaws stronger. So they live in the ocean. The way they hunt is they burrow themselves under the sea floor, under the sand or mud or whatever, with only their antennae exposed. And they can sense vibrations and chemicals from passing fish. So when they strike, it's lightning quick, and they can either stun their prey with toxins, or they can just cut it in half. And then they drag it down into their burrows. And
wait, is that why it's called the Bobbitt worm?
I don't think so.
It cuts it in half?
Wow.
Maybe. I don't think so. They're spelled differently. I think it's
they're really pretty. They're beautiful.
Gorgeous, but they're also terrifying. They look like underwater millipedes, but they're 10 feet long.
Yep.
What the?
Right? Yeah. There was one video of a fish swimming up on it, and you can't even see it come up out of the sand, and the fish just all of a sudden is like immobile, and then it grabs it and sucks it under real quick.
See, look. I've lost count. Sorry, McShane just highlighted something on the screen. Let me finish my sentence, and then you go ahead and read that.
I found the story. Go ahead, finish your sentence.
But this is like reason number 800,412 why you don't go into deep water. Okay, yep. I've been in deep water. I've gone down into deep water, and you don't know what's down there, and you don't want to know. I avoid deep water at all costs at this point.
If you're not familiar with the Lorena Bobbitt story, here it is in a nutshell. An angry wife severed her husband's penis with a kitchen knife while he slept. The wife drove away and decided to throw the severed appendage out the car window. Contrary to rumors that the evidence was eaten by a wild animal, Lorena Bobbitt helped police find the appendage with the necessary time frame, blah, 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 blah. According to the BBC Earth, Eunice Aphrodite got its non-scientific nickname in a 1996 field guide as a reference to the gruesome story.
So it was named after her. Yes.
Wow. The more you know.
That makes me so happy.
And John Wayne Bobbitt later went into porn.
Yes, he did. It got reattached and it worked.
Yep.
That's medical science miracle right there.
That's making lemonade out of lemons right there.
Yeah, I guess.
Did he lose any size or?
I'm
asking you guys because I don't watch porn.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Could you put like an extender in there? Could you add some inches?
That's what I'd be asking. So. Like, oh, thank God you found my penis. Can we, while we're doing this, can we?
Yeah, while we're in there, while you're in there, like add some extra veins. You know, I like the Snickers effect.
Yeah. Go gadget arm.
Yeah, exactly. Can we make it?
Area 51. Can you add a few inches? You might as well.
Yeah.
You just graft it,
That's
right?
What I'm saying.
It's just a graft, and then making sure everything connects, right?
Add in some vibrational capacities.
Yeah.
You know,
you're playing with
whatever.
If you had a cadaver dong, would you guys be okay with that? If you guys had your chopped off and you had a cadaver added to you and it worked, would you be okay with that? And is it actually you doing the deed, or is it somebody else's?
No, as long as it's bigger and longer than mine, I certainly wouldn't downsize.
Right, you wouldn't want some like Chinese guys.
No, I would actually have a different colored skin dick on me. I would do a black dude's dick on me if I could.
Harambe Rubio, what if it was a haunted donor dick, which Morning would. I mean, are you sure that's you getting a hard on, or is like your donor dick like, whoa, I'm like ready to go?
Wow.
Right. Or what if it was a gay dude?
Ooh.
Now you're gay?
No, I think it depends on how you use it, right? I mean, it's I don't think so. I don't think that tracks. I think it's You've got an aftermarket piece that might have been in a different car, and you're going to drive it however you drive it, right?
Wow, that's a great analogy.
It really is.
That's really good, Steve. I will say though, like, even if I was all of a sudden gay, honestly, that kind of guarantees I'm gonna get sex every night for the rest of my life. I mean, gay dudes are just as horny as other gay dudes, right? I mean.
And then you're touching yourself, so that makes you gay, right?
Yeah, we're all gay to some degree.
Yeah, I'd take you out to dinner.
Okay, done. End of discussion. That's it. We're good. So yes, the answer to your question, Jefe, is yes.
All right, do you want me to take you out on that, or you have more?
I think we've done enough work. Yes.
Yeah, good.
Oh God.
You know, I said last week that if you can make those farm reports about 3 minutes, I can put those into videos and drop those everywhere. I don't know how the fuck I do that now with that.
I mean, we're clearly going to lose listeners from that, but I kind of feel like it was worth it.
You know, we might pick up some listeners off of that.
We might actually pick up some.
Saying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, we come in here with wholesome stories, and you guys dirty it up every week. I mean, we've come to expect nothing less.
You guys.
Well, yeah,
you
he's
people
referring
dirty
to
it
chat.
up.
Yeah, it's referring to chat.
People.
These dirty.
Yeah.
ingrates.
Yeah. That's not what he was fucking referring to at all. No. not at all. Good God. You know what? And I had this set up to have some really great talk about like really tight vaginas and how those are a thing now, and everybody wants one. And no, that
I want one.
Little.
I mean, not on my butt.
I think you want to maybe populate one, or
have one in your vicinity.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I would like to loosen. I would like to loosen up one of those tight vaginas. People are going to think I only had one spot this week on the show.
No.
Where's that babe? Should be back for another. Nope. Not this week.
Yeah, we're editing this entire 10 minutes out.
He had to
It's
do a
fucking
six ball.
gone.
He was stuck in the pit.
Oh, it may be its own show at this point. Honestly.
I know.
Oh shit. I can't. I can't with either of you. I don't.
We knew tonight was going to be a thing, and it's been a thing.
Yeah. It's a thing.
I have something for you guys.
More?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Please,
Let's see where this
please.
goes. Jefe, you've been deemed Jefe the Vaginal Destroyer, by the way, by chat. Area 50 Juan
Oh
has
God.
given you a new name.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Go ahead.
And my spot where I do the show now,
Yeah, fill us up.
right around the corner, about 10 feet away, there was a waitress on break that whole time.
That's great. How is she? Has she quit yet?
After that, she might. She might be outie.
I mean,
or I might be.
Yeah. Well, one of you won't be there tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I feel so bad for her.
Me
Look,
too.
there are young people out there, women and men, who are just completely innocent to the fact that there are people like us out there, and it's just to be exposed that way is, I feel so bad for them.
We're the normal ones. Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
Yeah, at this point we're the normal ones.
Before I go,
I'll lean
I
into
don't
that.
feel very normal after all that.
I don't. I feel dirty. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got one more thing before I go.
Okay.
I saw a guy out there on the floor. He's in a motorized wheelchair, and he's wearing a shirt. And his shirt said, "Yeah, it still works."
Oh God.
Where do you? It really happened. I wanted to give him a high five so bad.
Oh.
All right, I gotta go.
Oh
Yeah. On that
glad.
note, Jesus Christ.
You guys just turn the
This
lights
is
off. And
breaking
you're done.
news. With El Jefe.
What's
Oh,
wrong?
shit.
What is wrong with him? Oh my God.
I don't know. Look, he's your friend. I've known him longer, but you're closer to him. So,
No. All right. I'm his
I mean, in
handler.
physical distance.
Dude,
Oh,
every
God.
goddamn week.
What just happened?
I feel like
I
feel
swear
like
we
I
were
was
doing a
just
good
mugged.
show. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's yeah. That's okay. We should pivot to this. Let's do this. Ontario man dies of MAID after being assessed outside of Tim Hortons. Fucking Canada.
Canada
in a second,
is, yeah.
in a second case, the same doctor failed to administer one of 3 drugs used to assist deaths, and the patient resumed spontaneous breathing after being pronounced dead. A London, Ontario doctor who assessed a patient with inflammatory bowel disease and a history of mental health issues for MAID outside of Tim Hortons, the coffee shop location, and later personally drove the man to the place his life was ended, has agreed to a minimum 6 months supervision.
Supervision?
Yeah, just a little supervision. No big deal.
It's still wild to me. I mean, he has what? He has inflammatory bowel problems.
Yeah, Crohn's disease.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, look, the mental health thing aside, which I mean, let's look at the, chicken or the egg here. Like, what came first, Canada or mental health? I don't know. Or mental illness. But either way, like, there's no way to save this guy, or if he just, like, one day wakes up and he really feels like shit, which, like any one of us have done on any given day, where you wake up and you're like, I can't fucking do this today. You're going to drive him to a medically assisted, suicide place.
Yep.
Because he's got a little extra gas, or he can't take a shit for a week. Come on. What are we talking about here? It's not, Dr. Kevorkian's type stuff where, Kevorkian only went for patients that were in dire, like absolutely excruciating pain for months on end, and there was no hope for their recovery. So why would you want to live through that? Those are the cases he took. I'm in support of that. Good for you, Dr. Kevorkian. This is like, I have a cough. Well, if you'd like, an option is you can just medically assist yourself to die.
Just kill yourself. How about you just kill yourself? I've got a cold. It's Canada. This is where Canada is perfectly willing to off its citizens. Again, going back to mental health, rather than fixing the mental health issue and helping people to get better, helping people to get health care. It's probably better that we just go and off them. It's cheaper. We've talked about this. It's cheaper.
It is. That's right. And it does come down to a financial issue, which is fucking crazy to say.
Hey, Peter Thiel's leaving. He left the United States temporarily, allegedly, for Argentina. Satire can't write itself better.
No,
the Nazis ended up in Argentina.
Exactly. And that no longer is a conspiracy theory. That's kind of documented fact that a lot of
it absolutely is.
And I right now it's a coin flip whether or not Hitler ended up down there. There's a lot of stories about a guy that looks exactly like Hitler that showed up there in 1945. But whatever. I told you about my buddy who went down to Chile, and he was avoiding some tax issues here, so he decided to go down to Chile. On his way, he stopped in Argentina and went to. He's a underground poker player. Found some underground poker games in Argentina, and the guys playing in those tournaments and the guys kind of around the towns. And by the way, some of these towns that are down there, they look like, Swiss Alps, German Alps, French Alps, ski towns. Like, just picture those buildings and the cobblestone streets and the shops and all that. That's what they look like down there. There's no Spanish influence at all down there in some of these villages. And they were all white guys with blue eyes playing poker in these underground games. And he's like, I'm down in Argentina, which is, supposedly a Spanish/Portuguese colony, and I'm down here with a bunch of really pale-skinned people. And the same down there in Chile. He saw the same thing down there too. So, look, crazy that Peter Thiel, of all the places on the planet he would pick to go, that's where he runs to. Because there's been some allegations, by the way. Of him sort of, So
he's got some fascist tendencies. He's got the dude. Don't Peter. Don't take this the wrong way. You do some weird shit.
Yeah, man.
The whole Antichrist thing. I hate to see him going to Argentina, but did you see the graphic that puts him just out of nuke range for, of all things, the nuke one of the ballistic missiles that Israel has?
It's just out of range.
Yeah, just barely out of range.
I did not see that. No, that's even better.
Yeah, that was one of the graphics that popped up this week after that. And Peter Thiel, we've talked about him, Palantir, everything that he fucking touches. Even this what the hell was it? The enhanced games that he touched. which fucking blew up. Did you see the best athletes were actually the real athletes that weren't enhancing anything?
Yep. Only one world record fell, and by the way, it's not even being recognized by any actual.
No, it won't be. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the only record that fell by an enhanced athlete. Basically, all the actual true athletes, quote unquote, with no enhancements, they're the ones that won most of the events. Again, you can read that one of two ways. Either talent takes you farther than anything else, that yes, you can optimize your diet and your training and all of that. But if you have sheer, raw fucking God-given talent, it's going to win the day. Or you can look at it that these, quote unquote, pure athletes just have such a disciplined protocol that they can get all the shit out of their blood before they're tested. And so they're doing, performance enhancing drugs. But they get it out of their system before they're tested. I don't know which is right. We were athletes. We were all, you, Jefe, and I were athletes, but we were never on this level.
Not Olympic level, no.
No, but where you're like an elite, someone that can outperform anybody who steps on the track with you.
We had heart.
So we had heart, but I just don't even know what that even looks like, what that means. I mean, the one story I have was when we were playing flag football and I was playing with, I'll remember his name, Cy Burley. He played in the Arena League. Never made it to the NFL. He was
next level. Yeah.
He was in the Arena League, and so getting paid, not much, but getting paid to play, and it was the off season, so he would come play flag football to stay in shape. And I swear to God, I was right next to him. I was on his team, wide receivers. We were both I was doing like a 10 flag, and he was doing a 20 flag. So the same exact route, only he was cutting after me, supposedly. Ball is hiked. We both take off at the same time. And that dude just had another fucking gear. I've never seen anything like it. I was running flat out as fast as I could. And it felt like I was standing still. He just kept going. And he flagged before I did. 10 yards past me. And so you start
he ran the wrong route then.
No, I actually didn't.
No, he ran the wrong route because it was too fast. He needed to lag behind you if he was going to run it right.
He was supposed to. He was still open because the poor guy covering him was 15 yards behind him. But so when you start talking about these elite athletes, we watch them on TV. We're like, yeah, that's amazing and it's so cool. You don't have any idea what it looks like when you're right next to it. So this whole enhanced games idea, I love the idea. I feel like it was a huge failure, and I'm just not sure why yet. Either everybody's doping or just pure athletes are pure athletes and you'll never beat them. I don't know.
All right, let's dive into this real quick and then we'll call it a night. Whistleblower claims CIA used DNA data from Ancestry and 23andMe customers to search for aliens. Now, this alone is a weird, frightening story. I'm not a big Tim Pool fan. He does some good work. He's not nearly as outrageous as some other dudes. He's still kind of a dickhead, calls himself a skater, and I kind of want to punch. He's got a really punchable face.
Oh, yeah. But
in that fucking Scully, he has just fucking owned being a fucking bald fuck, dude. Just fucking lean into it.
Head, dude.
Just lean into it. You're not a bad looking dude. Just be okay with being bald. Nobody fucking cares. Anyway, that aside, he drops this other comment, which fucking, and I hate that I'm like, that's a really good fucking point. What if the COVID vaccine was an anti-alien hybrid targeting system and the swabbing was to collect DNA to find out who was actually part alien? We know that all the PCR tests were DNA tests. We know that. Yep. That's a fucking fact. Yep. So we don't have why it would have been used, right?
Right.
And then we've got all this freakishly talented athletes that have just up and fucking died just out of nowhere died.
Yep.
Like, what, 30,000 of them? I mean, it's
Yeah.
It's a pretty good sized number. It's a pretty good chunk. When we're not talking like the whole fucking globe, but it's a noticeable chunk. We didn't get into it during our chat, but this kind of fucking rocked my world a little bit.
It's actually, I mean, like you said, I agree with everything you said about Poole. Every once in a while, he does come up with a nugget. I mean, he does have an inquisitive mind. And this comes in conjunction with the reports that some whistleblowers are coming out saying that our government was doing alien human hybrids.
Correct. Yep.
Right. And so if let's just assume they're correct, or let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they're correct. That kind of stuff was going on, which, by the way, we were just talking about Nazis. It's well documented that Hitler and Himmler were doing all kinds of cross DNA stuff with insects, with elk, with bears. They were trying to make human hybrids into soldiers. So that's old tech. And they just didn't have alien DNA to fucking, mesh it with. But either way, so you've got those rumors coming out, and then Tim Pool comes out with, hey, maybe the COVID thing was a cover for finding out who these people were, if they got out into, general population. And how do we find them? Well, run a mass DNA capture, campaign, and do it under the guise of protecting, public safety, which they did. And I mean, I don't know how many of us, I never got a swab. I never got swabbed. I never took a jab. So I don't know how many of us like that there are out there who they don't have any record for. I also can't tell you that I'm not part alien. I don't know, because I feel kind of weird sometimes. So I don't know. It's an interesting question. It's also one of those things where it's kind of like the zeitgeist. Like, that's kind of the pulse of society right now, is that we don't know what to believe. And basically, anytime anything is said, you have to give it its day in court and think about it for a second and either disprove it, prove it, or say, I don't fucking know. And this is one of those that I don't know. I really don't.
Harambe Rubio says that your dad was a gray.
He may have been. I never met the guy. Never met him. So he may have
ancestors that were Nordics. I've tracked that. I could see that.
Yeah, you've got that natural size, man.
Yeah. I tried to explain that. So my youngest got kind of on a tangent the other day talking about that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you've got a lot of Scottish Highland, a lot of like Germanic.
Yeah.
Some
like, Welsh.
He looks at me like, so what do you mean? You know the guys at the beginning of 300? Oh, yeah, those fucking guys, where they're severing heads and sending them back on horses and telling the Romans to go fuck themselves. Yeah,
that's your Gladiator.
That's your heritage. Yeah. Gladiator. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gladiator. That's your heritage. We'll leave you guys with tonight. The Eiffel Tower is currently on fire. That's nice. What?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I don't know. There's some crazy video of the protesters breaking through all the ice barricades in Jersey, which we talked about. Someone in chat mentioned earlier in the show. Again, I think we all feel it. I think tensions are mounting. Also, funding is mounting, right? These people are getting paid for this shit. And what's scary to me is they've learned. They learned what happened back in 2020. They learned from their mistakes. They've learned from all the dumb shit riots they've tried to start since then. And I don't think it's going to be that easy to put them down as we go forward here. I think they're going to do some shit we haven't seen before. Just
I think they're going to take a page out of Chinese uprisings.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
they're going to be dealt with like Chinese uprisings, which they're going to have a year to get there. You're going to see water. You're going to see 1960s water cannons. You're going to see
tear gas
and direct energy weapons that are going to make everybody fucking fold. That's what you're going to see.
Crowd dispersal stuff that we haven't seen before.
And let's I want to be very clear in this. If this was an actual protest and wasn't paid agitation, I would be okay with them protesting, but it's not.
Yep.
This is paid agitation. You're burning buildings down. You're starting fires in the middle of the street. You're doing shit that's BLM. That's straight out of the BLM handbook, and we know it's financed. That's not a protest. It's not.
Yeah, and there's rumors of another No Kings protest coming up here.
Yeah, the 14th, I think. Was it the 14th?
Yeah. So next couple weeks.
Brought to you by China.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. You know, again, if Donald Trump was trying to be a king, you wouldn't be allowed to protest, you fucking twats.
And you'd all be in jail. You'd be disappeared.
Or worse. Or worse. You just disappear. Black bagged, gone, goodbye. You don't think we have prisons like that in this country? We do.
Yeah, you just don't know about them.
Yep.
Sleep tight. Which beer you taking to bed?
Oh God, the Surly for sure. And I nothing wrong with the Ruse Brewing, good beer. And I'm gonna say it was close. Like the Surly wasn't as good as I thought it could have been. It just was better than and again, it's been in a bottle for a year, so it's, got a lot more sweat, blood, and tears in it. But great beer. It just didn't quite meet my expectations. And again, that's what you get for having expectations. So, how about you? Which one are you taking to bed?
I am actually going to be taking the Pipeworks to bed, as you wish. And I did have that on episode 239, apparently.
Okay, there we go.
So it's been a while, but I did have that one then. Or, well, one of us did. I think it was me. It might have been me. Anyway, we've had on the show.
Oh, it was definitely you. I didn't have that beer. I just recognized the can.
Cool. I'm not even actually through it yet, but it was a fantastic beer. Big, fantastic beer. I love it. All right. Thank you to everybody who's in chat and everybody who hung out with us for, especially to the end of the show. Duchess, Harambe, excuse me. I don't know why that's so fucking hard for me to say. Rubio. It's my settlement now. Just Susan and Elle. Thank you so much. Elle, great seeing you tonight. I know you haven't been able to make it for the last few weeks, but we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, always.
Everybody who's in chat, but thank you, especially from the beginning of the show. But we certainly do appreciate it. If you guys would like to follow us, it is razorwirenews.com. Go to the website, subscribe. $5 a month is going to get you all the extra stuff, but you also get into the early chat that goes on before the show, the pregame festivities, as well as our signal, as well as our signal chat that you guys can go ahead and jump into. And we're talking a lot of memes, a lot of news that's going on throughout the week, all kinds of stuff. So highly suggest you guys get in there, and it would be fun to have you. I'm Steve McShane.
I am Fitz.
Think critically.
Act accordingly.
Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon.